Hey, Rick Chapo here with DMCA So today we're looking at kind of a global copyright issue, specifically why is copyright important? So what is copyright? Well, copyright is it's simply a creative work of authorship in a tangible medium. So let's break that down. What's a creative work? Well, it's something of substance that is creative. Examples can help. Think about writing a novel. An author sits down, they create a plot, then they take words that everybody has used before, but they put them in a particular order in sentences and paragraphs and chapters until they come up with a story that hopefully is interesting and people can read. It's something new, it's something unique. So if we think of, the Harry Potter stories, obviously those were new and unique. And J.K. Rowling wrote some, amazing books. They were extremely popular. And so that's a creative work. What does a tangible medium mean? Well, it's an area where there can be a bit of confusion. So all a tangible medium means is that it's a fixed tangible medium. So if we think about a Harry Potter book, every version of that book that is sold has the same text printed on pages. And you can hold the book up and shake it around, and it's not going anywhere. It's fixed tangible medium. What's an unfixed tangible medium or an unfixed medium? Well, think of skywriting. When a plane goes up, people pay them, and they go up and they etch out a statement like, "Will you marry me?" or something in the sky as part of an event. Well, that's not a fixed tangible medium because the wind's going to blow it apart and smoke's going to fade. It's not going to be there. If you look at it a day later, it's gone. And so that's kind of the distinction there. Now, why is copyright important? Now, before you get outraged, because I know people have strong feelings about copyright, sometimes it helps to back up and understand what the whole point here was. And the point is to motivate people to create things. We want people to come up with creative works. We believe as a society that it benefits society. Did you enjoy the J.K. Rowling books? Did you enjoy all the Harry Potter books and the Harry Potter movies? Well, copyright essentially allows her to go ahead and write and create those books. And the reason for that is if there was no copyright, well, imagine you're J.K. Rowling. The story's kind of famous. She was dead broke when she wrote the first Harry Potter book. She was on, I believe, on food stamps or the equivalent in the UK. And she had a child. And so she managed to kick out the book. And, what if she had written that book and the day it was published, other people could make copies of it and give it away for free or sell it for less than, what she was selling it for? She would have made no money off of the book, or very little at least. And at that point, that would have probably been the end of the Harry Potter book series. There would have been no subsequent books. There would have been no movies. For the simple reason she couldn't afford to do it. I mean, she has to pay rent. She has to keep a roof over her head and her kid's head. Needs food. Has to pay mortgage. Has to pay car insurance, health insurance. All those things. Just like you, we all have these bills and we have to pay them. So with copyright law, we're trying to create this buffer, if you will, this safe harbor where creators can benefit from the things that they create, and that's really all it is. Now it can sometimes get a little screwy because people see, large corporations start asserting copyright. But even in that situation, let's think about Microsoft. Whatever you may think of Windows 10, it's probably the most commonly used operating system out there for computers. Well, Microsoft had to spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars developing it. Okay, well, what if we told Microsoft or any other software company, okay, you're going to spend all this money, time, and effort on that software, but once you release it, we're going to allow other people to copy it for free. You're not going to make any money off of it. Would they go ahead and develop that software? No. Another area of law where this is even clearer is with patent law. It's the same idea. Patent law applies to inventions. Do we want people to invent things? Well, you're watching this on what? A PC, a smartphone, maybe an iPad. Those are all patented devices. Do you think Apple and these other companies are going to go ahead and develop those things if they can't sell them and make money from them? Of course not. That would be ludicrous. That's not how business works. You don't spend a bunch of money on something you're not going to generate revenues from. So a lot of the things around you in your daily life, you wouldn't have if we didn't have intellectual property rights, of which patent, trademark, and copyright all fall under there. We're creating a situation, kind of a safe harbor area where the people and the companies who create these things can benefit from them. What about user rights? Well, obviously, in certain situations, we want to say, okay, we're going to protect the creators, but there are going to be scenarios where we're going to allow people to use the content anyways. Fair use and copyright is certainly one of those areas. And with fair use, there are 4 factors, a lot of arguments about which factors apply, but the basic idea is this. There are certain societal uses we're going to allow. Criticism. You read the latest J.K. Rowling book and you think it sucks. Well, you should have every right to go ahead and write a review on your blog or wherever saying that. And the reason for that is, we want people to be able to evaluate products and services based on what actual users are saying. Think about it. When you go out and you want to buy something, are you reading reviews because you think that's probably where the most credible information is? I do. I go to Amazon. If I want to buy something, I go down and read the reviews. If it's got 1 star and everybody says this is a piece of crap, I'm probably not going to buy it. If it has 5 stars and everybody says this is the greatest thing ever, the best beef jerky in the history of mankind, well, then I'm probably going to buy it. And of course, people play funky with the reviews, but that's a whole different story. And so fair use, we're going to allow that. Parody, we always allow parodies. We love to laugh at people, things. So you'll see parodies all the time, and those kinds of elements. And then we have public domain. So in public domain, basically what we say is, okay, we're going to allow copyright, but we're only going to allow it for so long. It's typically the life of the creator, the author, plus 70 years. And so the idea there basically is, okay, you went ahead and created this. You spent the time and effort to do it. We're going to let you benefit from it, and we're going to let your first round of heirs benefit from it as well. But after that, it's not protected. We're going to allow anybody to use it. And you see this, if you go to a bookstore, you'll see a lot of publishers will have really old classic novels. They'll all be publishing, and it'll be different publishers. A title doesn't come to mind, but something from the 1800s. And you'll say, wow, how can all those publishers be publishing the same title? And the reason is copyright has expired. And so they're all free to use it without paying the estate of the original author. And that's why that's going on. Tension. Is there always going to be tension between copyright holders and users? And the answer is yes. Yes, there is. Now, there's legitimate tension and there's ludicrous tension. So ludicrous tension is the group of copyright holders, kind of like the music industry, who say, you know what, copyright should always apply. People should never be able to use anything that's copyrighted without paying the copyright holder. And that's nonsense. Again, fair use, public domain, those kinds of things. And then on the other side, we have people who advocate for no copyright at all. Information should be completely free to use. And that's also ludicrous because a lot of the copyrighted works that you have that you want people to use freely, that there'd be no limits on, they wouldn't exist if copyright didn't exist. Because people aren't going to spend the time and effort and money to develop those things, whatever they are, books, software, whatever, if they can't make money off of it. I mean, are you going to think about it? Are you going to sit down and spend a year writing software and creating, some kind of new, high-tech software if you're not going to make money off of it? Well, a few people might, but you're certainly not going to see the software industry. You're certainly not going to see Google. You're not going to see, all these different services that we may hate or love, but that we all use. They're not going to exist. It just doesn't make financial sense. So you have that ludicrous side. Then you have the more reasonable side where, people are looking at, where's fair use? Where do we draw the line of fair use? And unfortunately, that's just a case-by-case analysis. And the reason there isn't a bright line is because people are freaking creative. So there's always these copyrighted works and people, they have to gnaw and chew their teeth or chew their nails and everything, trying to figure out, is it fair use or is it not? And unfortunately, there's just no way to draw a bright line there. So there's always going to be tension between the parties. But, whether you're in favor of copyright or you hate it, at least think of it from the creator's perspective. The amount of time and effort that people spend creating things is really the reason why copyright is important. Now, how much protection there should be is something that can be debated. But without copyright at all, I think the world would be very different and we would have much less interesting society, far fewer books, far fewer movies, far fewer music, and so on and so forth. So at least that is why copyright is important. So feel free to leave your comments below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.